Hello, beautiful soul family. I am the magical medium. Welcome to the spiritual guidance channel. I'm so happy to have you here today. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you. I just want to start right out the gate and tell you how proud of you I am. And I know that a lot of you are either entering the dark night of the soul, you're in the dark night of the soul, or coming out of the dark night of the soul. And with that being said, we're going to be at different levels of consciousness and energy. So today we are welcoming the blessed new moon in Aries. Welcome, Aries. Welcome, fire energy. Thank you, fire element. Also, we want to give a quick thanks to the Pisces moon. Thank you so much to the Pisces moon. It's awesome to, take a minute to look back and say what happened during that moon cycle. you know um, what do I want to keep, what do I want to let go of. Right before I started this, I heard this music by Paul Cardall called Letting Go. And yeah, this is a new beginning. It's a new beginning, and it's the first brand new moon cycle in our new zodiac year, because Aries is in the first house. So lots of messages have been coming through. Really big entities are here to speak with everyone today. A lot of galactic energies, and starseed energy, angel energy, hardcore. So before we get there, though, I just want to let you know that April is a really exciting month this year. April 2022. Welcome, April. Blessed April. The fact that we have a new moon on a new month, I love that. I mean, this has been, we had that in, was it, let me look back in my calendar. I think it was in January. We had it February 1st. No, so here we go. Yeah, it was January 2nd was a new moon. Then February 1st was a new moon. Then March 2nd was a new moon. And now April 1st, today, is a new moon. However, that cycle breaks because April's such a special month because we have a black moon. And what that means is we have a new moon at the beginning of the month today and a new moon at the end of the month on the 30th, which is also, it's not just what they call a black moon because it's a double new moon in 1 month, but it's also a partial solar eclipse. Yeah. Right? So then in May, the new moon isn't going to happen till the end of the month, right? Lots happening this spring. Lot is happening this spring. So in April, what's so exciting about, of course, those two things, kind of bookending the month is pretty special. But then also all the planets are direct the entire month of April. So April is, and it doesn't matter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're in fall, it's still about planting the seeds of growth in your mind and your heart and your soul. I wanted to, with this new moon and Aries, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do fire colors and orange and yellow and red and, all these things. And they were like, nope, because they brought in the blue cloth because of the color. Blue is calming. Even though we're in this Aries moon energy that's going to last for 30 days, it still is, we're not shooting right out the gate yet, right? But we do want to harness the energy of Aries. That's like, look at me, and I'm going to do this no matter what, right? That's the energy that Spirit wants. And so when I was calling this in, I heard, here comes the sun, do 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 do. That's been coming up a lot for our tribe, but that is also our theme today. Our angel number is also 2235, which I looked it up and it's so perfect for today, but I want you to research it on your own. Always look down in the description box for timestamps and for any, little recommendations from the reading. But this month is super exciting as well because the first quarter moon, the full moon, the last quarter moon, and the new black, quote unquote, black moon are all on Saturday. So Saturday 9th is the first quarter moon. Saturday the 16th is the full moon in Libra. the 23rd Saturday, last quarter moon, and the 30th on a Saturday is the new black moon partial solar eclipse. So I feel like April is like, April 1st, we're just coming off this really heavy, intense emotional moon in Pisces. Everybody knows what's going on the planet right now. There's so much turmoil, a lot of emotional energy. People are just throwing their energy all over the place, which is why I totally understand why the Energy Oracle deck wanted to come in today, because it's extremely important for us to understand how important the impact of our energy is, mentally, emotionally, physically, that we can't put our hands on another person, that we can't just go and take things from people because we want to. We're learning, what integrity and respect and boundaries means, and that we all have a purpose and we all have something to say. So when I was calling in this energy and pulling in these piles, I asked Spirit, what was the energy that each pile needed to focus on or work with in April? So it's kind of like a little bit of an April forecast. If you're interested, I did a spring forecast for our quote unquote little secret tribe. And I call it the secret tribe because it's on a donation basis of $5 or more, or donating a deck from the wish list. And all of that's in my information below. If you're interested in joining that and seeing all of these other readings that we do outside of the pick a pile reading, they're for the collective, they're for the tribe. The spring forecast was amazing. Then I highly recommend you email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com. It's all my links are in the about section as well. So, but yeah, just so much is happening. And, because everybody is going through things at different times, it feels like a shit show. It feels like a pinball machine. We feel like the little silver ball in a pinball machine if we throw ourselves into the ring, right? You don't have to play, if you are putting yourself, if you are committing yourself to be the silver ball in the pinball machine, if you're allowing the energy of propulsion to come back and you pull back on that lever and you let it bam hit you and ping 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 ping, if you allow it, then it will happen, because that is energy. But if you don't, if you go with the flow, all of your answers will come to you. Everything will be revealed. So this month we've got, Ramadan begins at sundown today. This is what's on my calendar, okay? And then I've got Palm Sunday on the 10th, Good Friday on the 15th, Easter Sunday on the 17th, Easter Monday, Canada, the 18th. We have 420 for those of us who love cannabis. And then 422, we have Earth Day, right? And then we have on ANZAC Day in New Zealand and Australia. I don't know what that is, but I know that we have Down Under people. So please, for our Southern Hemisphere people, tell me what that is. Or you could tell me anyway, but I don't know what that is. That's cool. I guess cool. I don't know what that means, because I just realized that Holocaust Remembrance Day is the next day, and that's, and that begins at sundown on the 26th. So ANZAC, Anzac Day is the 25th. Holocaust Remembrance Day begins at sundown on the 26th. And we have Administrative Professionals Day on the 27th and National Arbor Day on the 29th. And then we've got that black moon, another dark moon, right? Another new moon, and also another new chance. So like if you set your intention on the 1st and then, you're working through that through the month of April, at the end of the month, if nothing comes to fruition, it's like we get another little magic wish. That's what I feel like, especially the solar eclipse. I mean, back in the day before, who knows back in the day, right? Because Earth has been lived on over, centuries and centuries and centuries, millions and billions of years. It's been used for all different things, right? My partner came in the other day. He was all excited. He goes, they found a pair of glasses from like 5 million years ago. And I was like, well, of course they did. I'm like, people are realizing that what we've been told with religion and politics is not true. It's just been like this horrible control system for thousands of years. But quote unquote, back in the day, back in certain times when people didn't know what a solar eclipse was, they took that as a sign from the gods, from God, spirit, whatever they believed in, wherever they were in the world, right? And it was just like magic, like, oh my gosh, especially a full solar eclipse, because it's daytime and they're used to it being daytime and they're used to it being a certain way. And then all of a sudden it's black. So they're like, what does this mean? Is it a curse? You know? So there was just so many types of like different things that would go on, you know, bigotry and like I said, curses, you know, where people really believed in that. And so believe in it what you will, but I believe personally that a solar eclipse is magic, and it shows us that anything can happen at any time, right? That we could be in the middle of the day, it's sunny, and all of a sudden it feels like nighttime and you're like, what happened? What happened? And if you've ever been part of a full solar eclipse, it's not black, it's just like freakishly, like I've been a part of an eclipse. I think it was like 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, we had a full solar eclipse in the Pacific Northwest where I live. And it was a really big deal here. I did a whole ritual thing and pulled out all my crystals and water, and I got so fucking witchy with it. It was awesome. But I do remember, because you're not supposed to look up at it or whatever, but I just remember the moment where I was standing there and I was looking at my stuff, and I remember this shadow going over like everything in my back, and I just felt the chills go through my body, and I was like, whoa, that's intense shit. Oh, by the way, when I looked down, it was 11:15, so if that means anything to anybody, it's also the number 8. So with that being said, I'm going to segue into our piles, because pile number 4 is number 44. Look at that. And it's also the number 8. You guys, there's some awesome energy coming through. So if you are struggling, if you're having a hard time right now, whatever you're going through, even look at the way the light shifted in here. 1 minute it was really sunny and beautiful, and now it's kind of like dark and cloudy. But remember that when we're shifting from moon cycle to moon cycle, it's dark for a reason. Whenever you watch this, they're timeless. The message is timeless. But in real time, you're not supposed to like run. It's like, oh, it's April 1st and it's the first day of the Aries moon and I'm going to, blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you're not there, if you run on the moon cycles, especially to the empaths, if you run on the moon cycles, which most of us do, and I would never say should, but it's like, if you're running in the Matrix, we just saw Matrix Resurrection yesterday. It was so fucking good. I loved it. I'm like, I wish I'd see this at the theater. It was so good. But it was so profound to me on so many levels. And I've just been like even expanding wider and wider and wider in my consciousness and understanding like what is happening here and why certain things are happening. And it's just really profound. And Spirit wants us to know that like they have our back. We are okay. Everything is going to work out. And April is a month of magic, and it ends with a magical solar eclipse. So no matter where you live, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be the energy that will be, that we'll feel on the planet. And today in this new moon in Aries, it gives us a new moon cycle to set our intentions and say, what do we need, to leave behind, and what do we want to focus on? So with that being said, pile number 1 is number 41, starting from left to right, my left to right. Pile number 1 is number 41, the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Pile number 2 is 51, Healer of the Ages. Pile number 3 is 11, Cornucopia. And pile number 4 is 44, Woman Holding a Heart. Okay? So I will see you at your pile. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for the donations. Thank you to the new subscribers. And those of you who come and go, we love you so much. We love that you're just here and that you're part of this magnificent community. Also, Spirit has been having me mention that I am new on Twitter. I don't know. It's not me. It's literally like the magical medium, and they just tell me what to post there, and it's not about who I'm following or how many followers I have, or you know what I mean. It's about just putting these little bursts of like love and hope and goodness like into the world. And then like one reading, I've had so many readings since the Waiting Gibeus reading, and but they had me post that one, you know what I mean, because obviously someone needs to find it. It's just interesting. Spirit's having me, they're kind of like casting the net out further. And I highly recommend that you share these readings, or if you're interested in, joining our secret tribe, email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com. And also if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will see you at your pile. All of my information is in the description box below, and I'll see you over there. Blessed be. Out. Bye. Pile number 1. Welcome to your Aries energy forecast. This is the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, number 41. And I'm jumping right into the book because she wants to speak with you directly. This card, the key words are spirit connections, intuition, and inspiration. The beautiful angel Uriel, also called the Fire of God, wears a brilliant crystal crown vibrating with a passionate connection to the divine. She brings great power to your 7th energy center, which is called the crown chakra and is located at the top of your head. This card upright indicates an open and free-flowing channel of information and inspiration from the wonderful beings in the spirit world. This could also be a time of great intuition for you and guidance from your higher awareness. So allow yourself to quiet your mind and listen. Now is a great time to get connected. The assistance from spirit is great, and whether it's the presence of an ascended master, a powerful angel like Uriel, or just a loving friend or family member in spirit, their love and willingness to assist is always there. They even open you to the Akashic records, or Alea consciousness, the storehouse of all information. This connection is open now, and you will find that your own spirit and the spirits of those around you will be able to provide the answers you seek and the blessings you desire and deserve. So when it's in reverse, they told me I didn't need to read the reverse meaning, but I just noticed at the top of this, it says reverse is a block to your own intuition and to the potential help and power from the spirit world. So if you were feeling any blockages, if you were feeling like something wasn't right, or, it's going to clear up in April. Even if you're doing your due diligence and you're like, what's happening? Like, no matter what I do, they see you, they acknowledge, they understand, and they're saying so much is going to be clear for you in April. You're going to see so much. We honestly, out of all the piles, you pulled the most cards. So I swear sometimes they give me the most intricate one first so that I can kind of ease my way off, because man, it took me from the time I did the intro and the messages for the collective from spirit to your reading, I must have, in real time, it's nothing, right? But, or excuse me, in your time, it's nothing, but in real time for me, I'm not joking. It probably was an extra 20 minutes that I had to just pull this together, connect with your energy. And I was feeling some of the walls. I was feeling some of the blockages, but it's not everybody, right? But you're so powerful that if you're putting your blocks up, then it's nothing can come to you. So Spirit is saying April is the month to just let everything go. All your preconceived notions of what you thought should be, would be, could be. And I want to pull this even a little bit closer, because I want you to see their face. There's a lot of apathy there. Do you see that? There's a lot of apathy there. But she's got these beautiful wings. It's a very strong feminine divine energy. And look at this. Oh, that's why they wanted me to pull it closer. Do you see that book? So I heard the Book of Shadows. So I feel like some of you guys are you're in it right now. You're in the dark night of the soul and things don't make sense. And you're like, what should I do? I've been hearing this a lot from people, and we've been getting it from spirit. Our commitment is being tested. Should I stay? Should I go? And, I'm feeling like the fact that this angel is solo, I'm just hearing it's not about other people right now. It's about focusing on yourself. And you notice how when I put the card back, right there is the fire is right above the book. So journaling, writing, whatever kind of writing it is, reading. It could even be study for some of you guys, like April. Also, I'm hearing hold on, hold your horses. I literally heard hold your horses. And earlier when I was setting this up, I didn't think about it till now, but I heard hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain, but you hold on for one more day and you break free from the chains, or something like that, right? Yeah, I know that there is pain, but you hold on for one more day and you break free, break from the chains, right? Someday somebody's gonna make you want to turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, right? Don't let them hold you down and make you cry. Don't you know? Don't you know? Things are going to change. Just hold on for one more day. So I feel like April is what you make of it. Either you can fight against the grain and have a miserable month, or you can just enjoy it. Dig into what you love. Look at the things, challenge yourself on the things that scare you. The angel number that Spirit gave us for the tribe, which your angel number, by the way, they told me when I was looking, what page was it? So you're on page 131. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. Look at that. Hold on. It's on page 131, which is also the number 5. Look at 4 and 1 is 5. So you're in a huge transformational phase. In fact, here's your affirmation. So let me push this closer. So each card has an affirmation, and I'm going to put it here so you can take a screenshot. Let me get it set. All right, so you can take a screenshot and work with this affirmation over the month of April. My 7th chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. Love and inspiration from Spirit and my own intuition flow fully to me now. That's also on page 133, which is the number 7. And you can even go over here, 6. But, right, it's like 5, 6, 7. Like, keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe you guys are dancers. Maybe you need to dance. I kind of felt like this, like, dancer vibe. Okay, so when I was pulling this, I asked Spirit, because you had so many cards, I said, can we kind of have like an unfolding? And they said, yes. So what we're going to do is, hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, my beautiful soul family. I love you so much, pal number 1. Again, all I did was went to flip the cards over. And for you, it's been a second. For me, it's been many minutes. Now that I flipped your cards over, everything makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you for letting me in. Thank you for trusting me. I know that that's hard for you guys. I know trust is very hard for you. I'm going to start with the reverse. I'm not going to read from the book because I don't need to. I totally see what Spirit is trying to say right now. Also, can we just say that the first card to the left, the door to Spirit, is number 32, which is another 5. 5s are about change and transformation. And I feel like Uriel is one of your archangels for sure. If you haven't been working with Uriel, I highly recommend that you do. If you haven't taken notes already or, a screenshot, I would do that. Take a screenshot. The angel numbers that Spirit throws out, all these little Easter eggs or information there is for a reason. But I feel like when this first started, I was like, oh, I wonder if like Uriel is like a representation of you guys. But I'm like, no, it's like, I'm like, you guys are all like, this is, oops, sorry about that. This is the vibe that I got from Spirit, is like, this is you guys over here. And Uriel is over here and she's trying to help you, but she can't help you here. And your anxiety bubble where you're like, nothing's working out for me. Nothing ever works out for me. Like, I'm getting this kind of victim mentality. And this isn't like, this isn't a scolding. This is just sometimes we're in victim mode. And until we get out of victim mode, our anxiety builds, right? Because we're basically, what we're doing in victim mode is avoiding what we're actually meant to do, what we're supposed to do, what we're here to do. And I feel like what's happening, and I didn't really see this until Spirit started pulling it together for me, is that that's where the strategy is upside down, because you're like, I don't know what to do. And you may have even launched at this reading and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, April forecast, like, yes, like, what should I do? Energy, yes, tell me what to do. And Spirit's like, they've been trying to tell you what to do. But the reason why Uriel is facing this way and why Spirit had me put this card here and this card here is because the second card is the garden and the gate, which, by the way, is number 30. And strategy is number 21, which is also the number 3. So this is what I got from Spirit, is that this is you. You're still hiding. You're afraid to go out into the world and show your gifts, and you're hiding, and you're working with inner child stuff, which is okay, which is why the victim mode, right? Because of course when we're children, we're like, mad, and I'm mad, and I'm gonna throw a tantrum, and blah 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 blah, right? So Uriel is this way because she can't help the adult you, because she is working on the little you, and she is calling in all of the energies from the universe through her seventh chakra. You guys are seers. You are right on the ball about your intuition, and that's why you're quote unquote kind of hiding right now, right? Like, if we see that little girl, she's hiding in there, and it doesn't matter what you identify with. This is the feminine divine. And it's just a little girl, but it could just as easily be a little boy, right? But this is about the child. And you see the butterflies around her? I was just talking about change and transformation. So April is the time using this Aries fire energy to pull yourself out of it. Aries are all about initiation, startup, like fire up your engines, right? Like look at all that fire underneath you, right? Look at all that, the reflections of the flame. Because, there's a reason why we have earth, air, fire, and water. Those months and those energies, when they come in, those moon cycles, it's to tell us things. It's to have us go with this. If we want to have a more productive and happy life, that we work with the cycles of the energy of the planet and the universe, because we work together. If we work against it, then it doesn't work, right? I mean, you can put a seed out and you can be like, oh, I'm gonna plant my own food, and you can take all the seeds and you can just, put them out anywhere and just like scatter them on the concrete, maybe in the soil, maybe some of them will make their way into the soil and grow, but you have to actually find fertile ground in which to actually dig deep and bury the seeds far enough so that they can incubate, so that they can go into the ground and grow into what they're meant to be. But you have to actually do the work. So in April, Spirit is asking you to step outside of your comfort zone. Step outside of that garden and the gate. What do you want to do? Because this anxiety that you're feeling, the adult you, because that's what this is, right? Hold on, let me grab this card. I mean, right? And I love it too, is 18 is also the number 9, and 3 is, it's, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 is a derivative of 9. It's the least, denominator, whatever. Okay, so listen. This is what's happening. So, you're working through some shit. Look at the storm in the background. Looking in the anxiety card. It looks like she's wearing a gown. Like something happened. She's in this beautiful house, but it's, but look, the paint's kind of chipping on the walls, and, maybe it's not as pretty as it used to be. It doesn't look as nice. It's got a little weather on it. That's okay. That just gives it flavor, right? It makes it look cool. It's like scars, right? Scars show us like who we are. So I feel like in this situation, you're trying to find a connection to spirit because you're like, I've lost my connection. I don't feel connected anymore. And spirit's saying, well, that's because you're not writing. Again, look at this. You're not writing down what you want. In this new moon energy, this is the time where you say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I'm putting out into the universe. Help me. Show me. She's holding a book. There's a book there with a quill pen ready to write. Also, that feather, that's really powerful. The feather, the white feather, that's a sign from the angels as well. Also, I'm hearing for some of you, your writing is going to bring you money, abundance. That's what you're meant to do. And see, it's like you hold the key. But how you can do that is connecting with spirit. Uriel is guarding your inner child, but she wants to help you. In fact, let me... Okay, so if you notice in the lineup, we have 2 new cards in reverse, the World and the Angel of Strength. So I kind of shuffled back into your other cards and pulled out, because they asked me to show you another situation. So if you notice to the left, we have anxiety. Then we have the World in reverse, Angel of Strength. And then we've got Uriel and strategy. So what's been happening is the anxiety has been holding you back from the world, and it's been depleting you of all of your strength. And Uriel has been like waiting for you, because the second you let go of that shit, the second you say, you know what, I'm ready to take on the world, right? Because now you have conquered your light and your dark. When you come out of shadow, and some of you, you may not be there yet, but when you do, when you come out, the world will be yours, because you will know how to balance it. And also I'm hearing for some of you, the full moon in Libra, let me get that on my calendar, because we were talking about that. If you didn't watch the beginning messages for the collective, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. It's just like a little overview of April. But the full moon in Libra is on the 16th. So whenever you watch this, you know, it's fine. But in real time, it's in 2 weeks from tomorrow, because today is April 1st. So that's really powerful, right? So the new moon is when, see how it's like when it gets to full, it's like, I feel like something is going to come, some kind of clarity is going to come to you guys, and you're going to understand why this all happened, what's been going on, and you're going to find your balance. You're going to regain your balance. And for some of you, you may not be fully out of the shadow yet, but that's okay, because again, you're still going to have some breakthrough over this full moon in Libra energy. You may even want to look out for that reading. Okay, so Angel of Strength. And for those of you who are new here, I do 8 moon cycle readings a month here on my channel. I just started doing that in January. Okay, so the Angel of Strength, look at that, number 50, also the number 5. See? So once you let go of that anxiety and you start conquering the world again, and you will feel so much better about yourself, and you will regain that strength. And because the lion's there, I cannot, you know, not say that you may be a Leo, or you may be dealing with a Leo. You're going to find your way out of this darkness, sweetheart. You're going to find your way out of this darkness. Because look at that lion. That lion is like, you know what? I've paid my dues. I've done the work. But he's also a little timid, right? He's not 100% there. And this picture, I don't know, it looks like it's a spiral or part of something, but oh, maybe the tail. But what I got from it is that, like, almost like they have like mange or something, like maybe they got sick and they're not like 100% well. So you may be like coming back. And remember that emotional mental health is an illness too, right? And it's not like one that is put with a prescription bottle. I'm saying that this is, you know, a different type of, like, where you're realizing, you know, like the Matrix, like the, you know, if you haven't seen Matrix Resurrection, I highly recommend you watch it, especially if you're a fan of the series. If you've never seen the series, start from the beginning and watch them all, you know, that's would be really cool. But once you start to realize that none of this is real, it's like it's real, but it's not real kind of thing, it will help you. But right now you're breaking through the paradigms of reality, and that can be a really, really scary place, and a very lonely place if you're the only one in your tribe, in your family, or, you know, your workplace or whatever, that believes in this, right? That understands what's happening. Because most people would rather, like they say in the Matrix, you know, most people would rather just stay in the Matrix because it's comfortable. They don't want to have the anxiety. The irony is, I feel like you have all this anxiety like a third dimensional person, but they're like, but you're not. You're like Archangel Uriel is like always with you all the time. Like, you must be pretty important, and you must be pretty special, and you must have something really magnificent to do if Uriel is here and she came back again to tell you, like, she's got your back. And when you're ready, and because she can't do anything unless you ask her for help. None of the angels, none of the entities in the universe can do anything to help you unless you ask for it, right? It's kind of like when you're playing a game and you get like 3 hints or something like that, but you're saving up those hints because you're like, no, I'm going to figure it out on my own. But sometimes you're like, no, I need a clue, man. I don't know. And then you get a clue and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like, that's what they're there for. But you have an endless amount of hints and signs and things that they're trying to show you all the time. So, keep your eyes wide open, because they are trying to show you things all the time. And also the fact that this keeps going back in, I mean, this to me looks more like a leather bound book, and this is more of like a journal / log. So it could even just be that you need to journal your dreams or journal, what's going on in your life right now. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're meant to do it for a living, but there are some of you, the fact that this little spark keeps coming out, I'm going to kind of go in a little closer. See that cute little spark right here? I feel like by the money, I feel like they're trying to say, like, for some of you, yeah, that's where the cha-ching is. That's where the money is, honey. And they're saying, and then this just came back in, the door to spirit, but it's upside down. And they're saying, but without spirit, you're not going to get there. And this is the door. Like, they're like, if you want to write those stories, or you want to, like, there is nothing too weird or crazy or outlandish. So in April, this is the time for you to really focus on that energy. And even if just the writing is that every day you keep something for you. I'm going to put this over anxiety because we don't need to look at that anymore. The door to spirit. Now listen. Right when I looked down, this was at the top of your pile. Deceit, number 25. So the fact that we were just talking about money, and then in this picture, you're seeing, someone there who... Also, I'm hearing for some of you, you're a slave to it. Like, you're not sleeping. Do you see their face? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a dark energy or entity, right? It's like the deceit could be that, you're fooling yourself. Like, maybe you're staying up all night. I do that sometimes. And I know I shouldn't. I know I should just put my phone down and fall asleep. But I'm like, oh, no, I'll just watch something till I fall asleep. Or, oh, no, I'll just blah, blah, blah. I got my tourmaline. I got my big chunk of black tourmaline next to me. I've got, I'm like, I'm okay. The electromagnetic smog isn't bad for me. It's like, I'll tell myself anything if I want to do it, right? So the deceiver could even be you, if you're lying to yourself. Also, I noticed this candle here made me think of the door to spirit. So for some of you, I feel like you've fallen out of line with your practice. You've fallen out of line with your practice and you're lying to yourself. I'm going to put the deceit over this strategy just so that you can see, like, if you're the one lying to yourself saying, I don't have enough time for this, I don't have enough time for that. They're like, yeah, well, if you have enough time to sit on your phone and, gossip about, sorry, I felt like they wanted you to show it. Isn't that kind of a cool image? Yeah, because, like, look at the deceit. It's like, then the only one you're lying to is yourself. And you know it, right? Like, you can lie all you want, but it's like, or you can make excuses all you want. You can stay in this, kind of like childish victim, oh, poor me. But you know what? Let me tell you something. We all have a sad story. And we are all affected individually. So I'm not saying this to be a jerk, especially to the empaths out there. But what I'm saying is that, look at, there's a whole world out there. Look at, there's ready to be planted. Look at how pretty this is in here. Maybe their job is to go out there and share all of this wealth with the world. So if you're hiding, I'm going to put that on the world, right? Because if you're hiding who you are and hiding, your gifts from your inner child, that beautiful light inside of you, then the world's missing out. And look at this. Now look at the way that they have it. We now, from left to right, we have door to spirit, the garden and the gate, angel of strength, the 7th chakra with Archangel Uriel, and deceit. And if you take the deceit away, what do we have? Strategy. So you know what to do. I have like a little bonus pile that I put out there today. Spirit had me pulled. Let me see if there's any bonus cards. Is there any more clarifiers for this pile for anyone in particular? Oh, we got one. Ooh, it was in reverse though. So I'm going to give it to you in the way it was given. So it was in reverse. Look at that. Another number 5. You couldn't make it up, right? Attachment. I also heard adjustment. And see how she's tethered? It feels like the divine feminine. There's so much divine feminine energy in here. There is some masculine, but there's a lot of divine feminine energy in here. So I'm feeling like, you know, your divine feminine is trying to break through and let go of like whatever, you know, somebody told you should be or could be, or, it's like, who do you want to be? Why are you chaining yourself to this, right? You've got another hand loose. And look at, they're taking the mask off. So I'm going to put that over the angel of strength, because you can do this. They're just things. And also, you know, maybe for some of you, you really hate where you live or you hate your job, but it's like the money's really good. And, you know, Spirit's like, yes, but your door to Spirit is through your heart, through your child, through your inner child that's like, that wants to live, that wants to laugh, that wants to skip and dance and be silly and wants to say silly things. Your tribe is out there that are just as silly as you. You know, it's like clowns, you know. I mean, I'm not a big lover of clowns, but some people love clowns. There's a place for them, right? There's a place for them. Of course there is. There's a place for clowns. And they have little groups and they love to dress up, you know what I mean? Or people who love to wear vintage and drive in vintage cars, and they all like go on little road trips together on Sundays in warm weather, you know what I mean? Or a biker group, or, you know, it's like finding your clan is going to be really, 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 really integral for you now. Put it out into the universe. You know, work with your crown chakra, your 7th chakra, that's your crown chakra, and say to Spirit, you know, I'm ready. I want to wear the crown. I want to spread my wings. I don't want to wear a mask anymore. Because look at the anxiety girl is gone. She's back here behind the door to Spirit. She's gone. You don't need it. If you want to take your inner child, take all the most awesome things about your child. But the sadness, the fear, forgive it, thank it, release it. It's over. The past only holds you back if you allow it to. People only hold you back if you allow them to. Don't allow them to. This is your journey. All right, you guys, those are your messages. I hope that they helped you in any way. And if you would like to have access to the spring forecast, it's a private link. It's our secret tribe. It's a donation of $5 or more, or a deck from the wish list. All of my information is in the description box below, and also in my about section. All of the links are there. I love you so much. I'll see you at the next reading. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, pile number 2. Your angel number is 4250 or 425, whichever you're called to, maybe both. It actually does make a difference. Zeros do make a difference when it comes to angel numbers. Healer of the Ages. Oh, I just got the chills. You guys are so powerful. Every time I see this card, I think of Jesus. I mean, I know it's on the nose, but still, it's just the heart chakra. I mean, we've got so much going on. I'm going to pull it a little bit closer. Let me get in there. The Healer of the Ages. But look at that. Do you see how their heart chakra, it's like they're a natural healer. They heal from their minds, from their thoughts. Sorry, there's glitter all over my hands. You know, this is a really, really powerful card. So I feel like if you chose this card, you know this. You're not just a hands-on healer. You know, you heal somebody just by your words, by your actions, by your thoughts. You have a direct line. Like Spirit said, if you've ever thought, you know, I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like I have like a direct line to God. You do. Like God, goddess, source energy, whatever, you know, I like to call it creator, you know, because I feel like the creator itself isn't feminine or masculine. I feel like the creator itself is a balance of both and can be whichever one they want to be. And I feel like that's you guys too. Like I'm feeling this chameleon energy. I feel like you're the type of person that if you go, like, it doesn't matter if you're in the Bronx in New York or you're having high tea with the queen, you'd know how to handle yourself. And not only that, but like, even if you were quirky, silly, or whatever, you'd probably make the queen laugh, or you would do something or say something really smart, or it's just because your energy. I mean, look at this there's like literally like an amplified energy all around their head. And I feel like this is a representation of you. Also, um, Jesus was very fluid. Their energy to me feels masculine and feminine. It just depends on the situation and the story. Jesus was a beautiful and very complex individual, as a human, but their energy, what I get from them is like that they're like the archangel of love. And that's what I feel like is you guys, that you guys are just like this beautiful, powerful being. Also, there's just like with the green and the healer, and the number 6, look up angel number 6, but also just like the spiritual meaning behind the number 6. Some people, you can even look up the biblical meaning if you want to. Even though I don't believe in the Bible itself as like a religious text, I do believe it's like any other story or any other, you know what I mean? Like where there's truth to it, there's truth to everything. So sometimes when I put in a number, I'll get like, from the Bible, and I'm like, nah. And then sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want to know what they said, But the number 6 as a number looks like the color green to me. And even though I know that it's not the 6th chakra, right? It's what is it? So we have the root, sacral, solar. So it's the 4th chakra, but it is green because it's the heart, right? The healing energy, like we're source, when we think of green, we think of earth, we think of growth, we think of earth. You're literally like the first pile didn't have me pull anything in. You're the first pile that actually asked me to bring in rocks, and I felt this very strong grounding energy. So if we're talking Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So either you are them, or you're dealing with someone like that. Also, I love that this rock looks like a heart. Do you see this? I try to pick up rocks that look like hearts. I apologize. I live on a working farm, and I'm telling you, the last week has been off the chain crazy around here, busy. So I apologize if you hear stuff. Isn't that magnificent? So, when you're asking spirit, okay, so April, where do we want to put our Aries fire focus? Well, if you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend you go and watch it, because I'm also hearing for you guys, I heard this for them and I'm hearing this for you as well, that the full moon in Libra, which is on April 16th, is going to be really powerful. I have a feeling it's going to be, maybe we'll see. So far, it's just the second one. I have been hearing that, but I try not to put things on that, because it just depends on who you are and your level of consciousness and where you are in your, healing path and all that. But all planets are direct the whole month of April. So it's almost like we're given like a green light. I love all this green. It's like we're given the green light to really follow our true passion. And for you guys, talk about green light, like this earth energy. It could be that you guys need to get out into earth energy, or maybe like, this is graphite, by the way. This graphite wanted to come in. Sorry, when I started this, it was beautiful outside and super sunny, and now it's, the lighting's a little grim. But this is graphite. And yes, this is what's in pencils. Like I can literally take this chunk, even though it's so heavy. I could take this and literally write with it. Look at, there's glitter all over my table. Oh, I think Ra's coming out for you guys. Look at that. Yes, look at that. The light's coming back into the situation. So work with graphite. If you've never worked with graphite before, I highly recommend you work with graphite. Look it up, research it. But yeah, I'm just feeling a lot of love and, lots of hearts around. And look at, now they blocked the word healer. And maybe that's what's happening for some of you guys. Okay, they asked me to go to the card on the back. And I did see this one, so I was curious to see how it's going to fold in. But storm warning. Okay, number 10, storm warning. Let's take a moment to look at this. Storm warning. Okay. Let's come a little bit. I like how they had me put the storm after you, you know, because I feel like this is a representation of you. And now look at that. You don't even see Healer of the Ages, because I feel like where some of you guys are getting tripped up and your ego and your shadow side is that, like, I'm a healer. I'm a healer, and you know, blah blah blah. I went through that too. It's a normal part of your process in awakening, especially, you know, you're a really profound healer, and when you're as a profound healer as you are, and you have so many gifts, and you're so beautiful inside and out, it is a slippery slope, and it is really, really easy to, you know, say the wrong thing, put the wrong thing out there, you know. And obviously, if you said it, it was meant to be said and it was meant to happen. But Spirit's saying, well, then, you know, await the storm, because how you come to this is all on you. And, you know, it's the number 10. So 10s are about completion. But if you take away that, it's just 1, and that's the new beginning. So something needs to, like, there's like some ego death, shadow death, like something I'm hearing about. There's something in there that you need to work on, and it's different for all of you guys. Spirit, can I get some clarifiers? I actually pulled some like kind of side card clarifiers. What's this one? Oh, okay. So let's see. Are there any other clarifying cards? Sorry, I got the other piles in front of me too, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't steal from the other piles on accident. I mean, it would make their way there. It's fine. Oh, okay. Strategy. Okay, so strategy. Well, I'm hearing for some of you, like, this is what you want. Like, you want the easy answer, right? Like, just tell me the answer. Like, I'll do the work. I'll do it, right? I'll put in the time, the money. See the little coinage here? I'll put in the time, the money. I'll do the work. I'll write. I'll journal. I'll put it out there. But, you know, when am I going to get this key? Because I read this and I read this and I've got this, but, you know, I'm still trying to figure it out. So, you know, and look at this. I never noticed this before, but look at this owl down here. I've had these cards for the longest time. They're one of the first decks I've ever had. Do you see an owl there? I don't even think it's meant to be an owl, but now all I see is an owl. So work with the owl spirit medicine. Octopus. And that's it. So work with octopus. You might want to take notes for that. Sometimes Spirit has me put it in the recommendations and sometimes they don't. So octopus and owl. You know, and also I'm hearing sometimes you have the wrong key or the wrong lock, right? The wrong door. So let's see if we can get more clarifiers around that, because that's interesting. Yeah, I keep hearing though, like they're not playing around at all about the ego. And it is not an anger thing, like they're pissed off. It's more like with great strength comes great responsibility. Like, you know this. And they're kind of like, we're not playing anymore. Do you not see the fucking planet right now? Do you not see how things are? They're like, this is no joke. It's time to get your ducks in a row and get that, you know, figure out that strategy so you can get to where you need to be. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have the garden and the gate, and this is in reverse. So again, if you were drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend you go there. Look at that, number 3. So we've got 5 and 1 is 6. We've got 2 and 1 is 3, and then we've got 3, you know, and 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. You know what I mean? So there's something here for you guys there as well. As well as in the beginning, you've got this, you know, endings and new beginnings going on. So the representation for this card is your inner child. I didn't realize that we had so many in our community that are really struggling. So I'm so sorry. I understand the shadow and all that and the dark night of the soul. It's hard. And it's hard to always rise above things and be the better person. I know. I do. I really, I should say, I understand. I don't know your situation or your circumstances, right? It's all different. But let's just say I understand. I understand your, you know, look at their face like, I'm not sure. I don't know if I really want to go out there. I don't know if I really want to, you know, because, right? It's like she sees the clouds, right? She sees the clouds. And she's like, This is, she sees cloud. This is what I feel like. I feel like this is like you see clouds, but in your mind, it's like a tornado. And Spirit's like saying, sometimes it's just a cloudy day. You don't have to make a mountain out of a molehill all the time. So that's like a specific message for somebody. Any other messages? Okay, this one came out. Ooh, the Angel of Strength. And in reverse. Number 5. So we've got Lion. We've got an angel there. This card is always so interesting to me because I always feel like, oops, sorry about that. I feel like this energy is human. And I feel like the angels are detached from them. I don't know how to explain it. It's like they've got the sun behind them here. But to me, when I look at this card, I mean, obviously it's Leo, like on the nose, right? Like Leo, Lion. So I feel that. And it could be that for you guys. Like, you know, maybe you're focusing too much on like what's going to happen. Like Leo's in the summertime. When Spirit's like, they want you to stay in line in April. Work us on you. Work us on you. Focus on you. Okay, let's see. Do we have any more cards? I want to see if there's any more cards that want to come through. Because I feel like there's like a little culmination for April for you guys. And get grounded. Get outside as much as possible. Plant something. Plant food. Plant flowers. Whatever feels good. Also, the attachment card just kind of flew into my hand, but they said it didn't have to go into that. They're saying don't attach yourself to outcomes. Just take April one bite at a time. I get the feeling you guys like to control things. So the healer was in reverse. But I'm going to leave it upright. And the little girl was in reverse. But I'm going to leave it upright because we can talk through it, right? Any more messages? Ooh, the World. You haven't seen this card yet. This is amazing. Number 29, which is also number 11. And look at that. Full moon in Libra. It's all about balance, right? So I'm thinking the full moon in Libra, a lot of things are going to come to a lot of clarity. I feel like a lot of people are going to feel a lot of clarity around this full moon in Libra. So hang in there. Okay. Ooh, these two came together and they were both upside down. Ooh, look at this. Both upside down. Hostilities and Angel of Love. Number 26 is Hostilities, which is also number 8. And then we have number 49 for Angel of Love, which is also number 13. Also, right away, when I see swords, I can't help but see, you know, communication. But also, look, he's got his sword like up, like defensiveness, like, right? Like he's hostile. He's like going into hostile territory. So I'm hearing for some of you guys making some changes in your life and really coming out, so to speak, as the healer that you are and like professing, you know, because like it's like your child is, I feel like this is this is you, right? And then you're like, okay, I want to be human. And then you came in, and this could be girl, boy, doesn't matter. Just in this picture, it's little girl, okay? And then you came into this, you know, little body, but you still know this. You still see this. You've seen this your whole life. You've known. You've looked at the world like this the whole time. Because look at how, if we go in closer, I mean, we've got this amazing, you know, kind of cloaked, shadowy figure. Kind of reminds me of like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I feel like this is, once you either bring that inner child out or heal the inner child, it's one or both, or, you know, one or the other or both. It's like, and you finally accept the world for what it is, you'll start to understand it and forgive it and not have so much anger towards it. Once you let go that attachment, like they said, you know, and you're going to run into some people that are going to be hostile and are not going to, you know, want to drink your Kool-Aid, and that's okay. You're not here to save the world. You're not here to, you know, I used to think I just would burn myself out, which is why I created this channel. And now it's like, you know, I have the secret tribe, which is on a donation base only. And then I've got, you know, my readings one-on-one, and I do this. Because I had so many people that I would talk to on a regular basis that it was like I was working all the time. So if you're going through that because you're like this beautiful angel of love, right? Like you're a giver. You just want to give. I mean, you know, look at in the background. It's coming out of every orifice, right? Like that's just who you are. But I feel like as a child, you learned how to like keep it close. You know what I mean? Like even if they knew that you were special or knew that you were different or whatever, like I feel like she's in this image, I feel like she's controlling the butterflies with her mind. You know what I mean? In a way, but not in a mean way. Like the butterflies love her. Like she's got this beautiful fairy energy. But she sees, she's like, look at my beautiful garden. Why would I want to go out there? It's barren and whatever. But Spirit's like, yeah, but look at the darkness is taking over the world. We need your light to push it back, right? We need your light. We need you out there. So, so that you can fight the hostilities. You can fight the darkness from your house. You don't even need to leave. That's what I realized I didn't have to do anymore. I didn't have to go out into the world. I didn't have to talk to people every day. I was like, I can do this and still help people. So, in April, figure out what it is that you really, 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 really love and let go of, the hostility. Because I feel like even with you guys, like you've become hostile. Not because you want to be, but just it's like survival mode. They get it. They're not judging. Not at all. No, like, they get it that sometimes you want to pick up this rock and throw it at someone's head because they're being an idiot, right? And I know that's we shouldn't call each other names or say horrible things. I know that. But at the same time, it's like, it just gets really gross out there. And you're here in human form and you are a light worker. So you're allowed to be, when I looked down, it was 1 hour, 1 minute and 11 seconds. So 1111 is also an angel number for you, right? You're a powerful being. You're an angel of love. But you can fight that negative energy on the planet just by being yourself, like they said, just by being you. But if you're holding on to it, look at how beautiful she is. It's like, if you're holding on to this beauty and all this love just for yourself, it's like, look what's happening to the world. You got to find a way to put it back out there. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. Magician and the mirror. I mean, seriously, there's so much magic. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you because you're so powerful. Oh, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your awesomeness because you guys are really rad for real. Like, oh my goodness. I love you so much. So 51 and 53 and and once you get through all that, you will become the magician and the mirror because what the magician and the mirror is knowing the truth and knowing what's real out there and not taking it personally. And when someone takes their shit out on you, you're like, I am rubber, you are glue, whatever, you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Karma's a bitch. And you're not saying it to be a dick. You're just like, hey, that's cool. This is who I am. You don't get it. That's okay. You don't have to drink my brand. You don't have to, you know what I mean? But at the same time, don't take anything personally. That's how you're going to finally get past all of this like heavy energy. Like my throat chakra is really tight right now. You need to speak your truth. But it's like fire and ice. You know that song by Pat Benatar? If I remember, I'll put it in there. But look up Fire and Ice from Pat Benatar. That's like you. And look at it's like you came here like this. But it's like when you leave here, you'll be like this. So hang in there. And also, you got to pay your dues, man. Everybody has to pay their dues. Everybody. None of us get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But look at that. Both of their hands, both of your cards on either end of your reading are these powerful, and there's a lot of masculine energy here. I feel like there's a nice, beautiful balance of that. And look at in the middle, you've got the world at the balance. So yeah, the full moon in Libra is going to be a big deal for you guys. So that's all I have for you. Pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Keep going, keep going, keep going. As usual, all of my information is in the description box below and in the about section. And I will see you at the next reading. Blessed be. Aho. Welcome, pile number 3. Your angel number is 1355. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I loved putting this together. This reading has been amazing. To you guys, you know, or to on the film, it's an hour and 4 minutes, but I've been working on this for hours and like taking big breaks in between because there's so much beautiful energy and messages coming through. These energy oracle, like they don't play. And you know, we're working with archangels, and when we're working with archangels, it's like they don't pull any punches. So obviously, you see before you, if you chose pile number 3, you chose the cornucopia. Well, they had me actually put some of your other cards out. There will be some more cards to go along with this reading. But they had me build you this beautiful, beautiful altar. This is like an homage to you from Spirit. This is a gift from Archangel Raphael, who's here from the 4th chakra, which is the heart chakra. And Raphael is here to say, my beautiful monarch butterflies, my fairies, thank you so much for all of your hard work. All of the hard work that you've been putting into the universe. They see it, they hear you. And also notice that Archangel Raphael is number 38, which is also the number 11. And you have cornucopia, which is 11. So now for the month of April, the energy, where they want you to focus your energy is action. You know, sometimes they're encouraging us to rest. Sometimes they're encouraging us to take action. And I'm feeling so far right now, what I'm getting from Raphael is it is time to take action on your dreams. It took me a while to put this together. Like I got super creative. I had a lot of fun with it. But, you know, utilize the fire energy, you know, in real time. This is the new moon in Aries, and Aries is all about fire and action. Whenever you look in the tarot, wands is, you know, wands is action, fire. Also, you can call on Archangel Michael from the south, which is his element is, or their element is fire as well. And I had this beautiful piece of art that a friend of mine made that I bought at one of her shows, and it's a hair clip. Actually, it's really magical. But it just reminds me of like, you know, kind of rising out of the ashes, you know, like out of the earth. See how there's green here, but then there's like these red flamey feathers. It's like, that's how, you know, Spirit wants you to do this, you know, from the grassroots, from the ground up. And I want to see if they want me to pull any little clarifying cards, because this feels just very simple and beautiful. And like, this is, Spirit wants you to look at this as if like these are like your gifts to you. You know what I mean? And we've got Smokey Quartz. We've got clear quartz crystal. We have fire agates. We have Carnelian in this pile. We've got Carnelian, tiger's eye. If Spirit calls me to write them in the reading recommendations in the description box, I will. Throat chakra, speak your truth. Archangel Michael is here. What did you want to say, Michael? Oh, so this is the card he had me pull, which is interesting because Leo is a representation of fire as well. And whenever I see a lion in cards, of course, we think strength, but we also think Leo, right? So this card has come out, and this is the 3rd time it has come out. They had me pull cards for each pile, and then they had me pull clarifiers. That was for all piles. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I love when they do that, right? Because they don't want to just put it in one pile because, you know, there's a message in there for someone else as well. So this is going to be the time for you to call on the angel of strength. Archangel Michael might be in another pile, because I'm like, why wouldn't Michael just come forward? But it's not about that, right? It's about, you know, using that fiery energy. And if you're a Leo, using that inner strength that you have. 5s are all about change and transformation. And if you look in the background, you know, we have a butterfly here. And, you know, and we've got Raphael with wings. And then we've got these beautiful horses in the background. But the cornucopia is basically telling you, like, this is it. If you take action in April, if you pursue the things that you are meant to do here, like, everything will fall into place. And let me see, Spirit. Do we have, I'm going to put strength over by this fire card so that we can see it. But I don't want to cover up a lion. No. That would be unheard of. Okay. Also, one of my little witchy balls wanted to come in. So this is a shout out for witches. If you guys, you know, maybe you're scryers, maybe you've been thinking about getting a crystal ball. This crystal ball wants you, well, my crystal ball, one of my crystal balls is saying, yes, 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 get yourself one. Now, listen, this is just, you don't have to get a quartz crystal one or, you know what I mean? This is a hand blown glass one. It's beautiful. This was gifted to me by another witch. It's beautiful, beautiful. But you don't have to spend a lot of money, you know? In fact, I have this one little one that I got at like for $1 at a thrift store. And it's just like, it's like a paperweight, but it was so cool. And, you know, you can scry with anything. So definitely if you're wondering, I heard scrying. Okay, attachment. So you need to take action on letting things go and taking off the mask. That's why the throat chakra. Look at another 5. Because you're changing and transforming before our eyes. This cornucopia is like right here waiting for you. You know, it's waiting for you, but you got to take action. There's just like a few more things that you got to do. Okay, so let's I feel like the attachment wants to stay over here by the butterfly. Also, I feel like you're attaching yourself to like maybe an old vision of you. That's why they had me cover up the butterfly. You know, maybe you were into butterflies forever and now you're like, I feel like I'm a dragonfly. They're like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to change. You don't have to attach yourself to anything, especially when we're growing and changing, evolving as light workers. If you chose, you know, this channel and you found yourself to this reading, you're a powerful light worker. You know, and also Spirit wanted, I didn't notice until just now, they wanted you to look at, see how the cards are like in an ebb and flow, up and down and up and down, right? It's like, that's just life. Life is up and down and you can't control it. You can't, it's, you know, and you're not meant to. You're not meant to. And you're attached to the way you think things should be. Or, you know, also Rosemary wanted to come in here for some of you. Rosemary is really great for protection. The Magician and the Mirror. Yes, this is you. If you're drawn to any other piles, I highly recommend you go and watch them. 53, which is also the number 8. The Magician and the Mirror. Okay. Oop, they want me to put that. Thanks, Raphael. Raphael's like, they get the picture. I'm still here. So let's see. What other messages, Spirit? Do we have any other messages? Okay, this has been coming up for a lot of people. So listen, the full moon in Libra is going to be really powerful on the 16th of this month. This is going to be a really powerful month. I'm also hearing Earth Day for you, doing something special. If you're into cannabis, 420, like doing something fun. But it's about getting the world in balance. And the only way for the world to find balance and peace is for all of us to find balance and peace within ourselves. Don't concern yourself about what's happening with the outside world. Take the month of April to really go inward and work on you. When they say take action, that could be a lot of different things. There are multiple people who watch this, right? So I'm going to put the world where cornucopia is. Because they're saying you can have the cornucopia or you can have the whole world. And this one's really been calling to me for like Obi-Wan Kenobi. This has been feeling like a really strong Obi-Wan Kenobi connection, seriously. And then this one over here too. We're getting a lot of divine feminine and masculine. A nice balance here, which is good. It sounds like you're doing that. Okay, strategy. This came up in some of the other piles. Number 21, journaling. And they're asking me to look at this. Look at the ink blot. It feels like one of those Rorschach tests or something. Like, what do you see in there? I'm not going to say what I see. I feel like, you know, it means something. There's little something to everybody. I mean, look at this card. You've got keys, money, number 21, which is also number 3. Nothing's coming out for me right now. Now, we used this in the other 2 piles, and it had a lot to say. But right now, it's really being quiet. So I'm going to put this in the action. And then I'm going to see if we have any more cards. Any more cards? No. Okay. And then what I like to do is put them in order. So now we're saying, okay, so we have attachment, Magician and the Mirror, the World, strategy, and Angel of Strength. So yeah, you're going to have to really, you know, pull it out. You're going to have, in terms of action, you're going to have to pull out every ounce of strength you've ever had in April to keep it together. And they get it. That's why the rosemary is there for protection. Work with your crystals and your stones. Also, I want to see when they have me pull them all together. I always like to see what happens there. So hold on. Okay, so pile number 3. Your focus in April is your magic. I'm in the Magician in the Mirror. and then Raphael, and it's healing. It's about healing and like really coming alive and being like, this is who I am. And yes, I can create magic out of anything, right? And the fact that you got mirror and um, and the crystal ball scrying is something for you to play with in April. Work with scrying, research it. There's all different forms of scrying. There's water scrying. I mean, honestly, I can go on and on and on and on. Cloud scrying. And it's basically just seeing something that other people don't see, you know? Like when you're that person, you're like, doesn't that cloud look like a dragon? And somebody's like, no. And you clearly like see it. You know what I mean? It's like dancing. You're like, oh, I see a dragon. I don't know what you're talking about. But then also they had me cover up attachment because this is about the mask. This is about in April, you're going to finally take that mask off. You're going to find the strength. Your inner angel is going to come to life. Your human is going to connect to the wings of this angel, and your strength, you're going to find all the strength in the world to just pull it all together. That's why this world card is back here. We've got the butterfly here because, this is like your kind of like end result transformation, so to speak. But seeking balance is going to be really important for you during this process. It's going to be different for everybody, but anyway, those are your messages. I hope they helped you in any way. I love you so much. All of my information is in the description box below and also in my about section. All the links are all there for anything if you want to donate to the tribe, or if you'd like to join the secret tribe. If you want to know more about that, you can email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com or to book a one-on-one session with me. Otherwise, I will see you next time. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful April. Oh, also, if you didn't watch the beginning video, you might want to, we just got like a little forecast basically of April of what's coming up, because we have, today's the new moon, but then we also have a new moon on the 30th. It's a black moon. And I did a spring forecast for our secret tribe. It's a donation of $5 or more if you don't know anything about the secret tribe, or you can donate an oracle deck to the channel. All right, that's it, you guys. There's a lot of messages still coming through, and I got to move on to pile 4. I love you so much. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Welcome, pile number 4. Your angel number is 1637. It started at 1636, so if you're drawn to that one too, but the 37 kind of like bumped out at me. So welcome, pile number 4. Well, right away I'm hearing that song, torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool, right? She's like, no matter which way I go, I'm gonna hurt somebody. So she's like, what am I supposed to do? And in this situation, you're the woman holding the heart. And it doesn't matter if you male identify. It's about that your soft feminine side is like so loving and tender. I mean, it's pile number 4. It's card number 44, which also is the number 8. And 8 is about infinity and forever. And I feel like that's you guys, like, like you look at the world in this beautiful, light, ever since I got this deck, this card, it always reminded me, it was very androgynous to me. From the very first time I ever opened this deck, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this card. It felt androgynous. It didn't feel masculine or feminine. Even though I know looking at it, it's like, wow, it's like hearts, butterflies, pinks, red, purples. And I'm like, yeah, but, it's like, I think it's all in the way we look at things, right? So, but today when I looked at it, it felt very feminine charged. It felt like a woman. And what I'm getting from this is that the thinking man is upside down, and so she's flanked on either side with masculine energy. On the left, she has number 37, third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, which our third chakra is our solar plexus. Okay. So, that's on one side of her. This really confident, I mean, look at him. He's like super confident. He's got this great confident energy, strong. It's like, I've assertive. I've got my shit together. They got the sun behind him. Like, this is like a very representation of Aries, right? And then on the other side, we've got the thinking man. And you may be in a love triangle, but this to me feels more like an emotional triangle between you, your significant other, and spirit. I feel in this scenario, in fact, I was kind of frustrated. Spirit always kind of builds the altars, but as an artist with my artist eye, I was like, no, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't, I'm like, I feel like it's like squeezed in there. I'm like, I don't like it. They're like, yes, but that's exactly why. Because it's like, I feel like you're like squeezed in between, like you're in between. You've got on one side is like the fifth dimensional energy. You know who you are. You're a powerful, loving light being. And then on the other side of you, you've got this third dimensional masculine energy. It could be a man, it could be a woman with a really strong masculine energy. But I feel like you've got on either side of you, it's like you feel like you're being torn into pieces and you're like, I just want to love everybody. And you're like, your heart's out there. You're like, I just want to put my love out there. I wore my coral ring today, because look up coral. I felt like you were the one that was brought in. Also, the mail just dropped off. So some of you may, whenever that happens during readings, I take that very seriously. So some of you may be getting something, a message from somebody, a text, an email from someone that maybe you were with someone that was over here that was, thinking too much kind of thing. And you're like, you know what, I got to be over here with spirit. And, maybe they're waking up, or maybe they're like, okay, maybe we can meet at, somewhere in the middle. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to take this off of there, because I was like, no, I'm like, Shaman should, it's a beautiful angel. And then they're like, no, but then you have the darkness, right? Like, look at, there's the darkness there. And I think this balance of dark and light, it's almost as if you're wearing like multiple hats all the time. I mean, this thinking man in reverse is really, really interesting. And if you look at the thinking man, they're holding a crystal. It's almost like whoever this person is, like, they believe you. They know your magic. They know their magic. Like, they know that, whatever, but they cannot pull themselves out. 46 is also the number 10. And if you take off the 0, it's a 1. So I feel like something's coming to a completion and a new beginning for you guys too. They didn't ask me to read for a woman holding a heart, but they did ask me to read. Shamuel has a message for you, so I'm going to read that. And also in each card, they have an affirmation, so I will also bring that out as well. And it says, third chakra, Archangel Shamuel. I'm going to I hope I'm saying that right. Some of these, you hear some people say it one way and some people say it another, so there you go. Emotions of desire, life force energy. The powerful Archangel Shamuel is holding a beautiful sphere of golden light at the solar plexus, which is the location of your third chakra and the center of your life force energy. The issues here revolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy. When the card appears upright, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. Oh, that's good, because we're talking about your April forecast, right? What energy to work with in April and the Aries energy. It says, this is a great time to move toward the completion of your desires. Ooh, yeah. And the fact that I live on a dead end street, but still it's like they came back again. It's like there's something for you to revisit too with this person. It could even just be for closure. I feel like April is going to be like a big month of decisions and closure for you. Oh, I just got the chills. This is a great time to move toward the completion of your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused, purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. Yes, it says when this card appears upright, it indicates an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. So the affirmation is, my third chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. I radiate a bright and vibrant life force energy. I feel excitement for all that I do. Yeah. So, obviously, if Shamuel is calling to you, you need to work with your solar plexus and work with your third chakra for the month of April. That's like your homework. And here's your affirmation mantra. Take a screenshot if you can. My third chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. I radiate a bright and vibrant life force energy. I feel excitement for all that I do. Yes, and, use this Aries energy to utilize that excitement. Whenever you watch this, there's timeless, of course, but in this moment right now, you know, it's April 1st. It's the beginning of a really powerful month. I mean, we have the new moon today, and then we have a black moon, which is just a second new moon on April 30th. So that gives you two new chances, you know, to like really shake things up in this, you know, spring in the northern hemisphere and fall in the southern hemisphere. And if you didn't watch the messages from Spirit at the beginning of this, I highly recommend you go back and watch it, because it just kind of gives us like a recap of April. So I'm going to ask Spirit if they, do we want to talk more about the thinking man? Do we want to go into the card on the thinking man? Yeah, and we're going to read, since it was in reversed, I'm going to read that. It's interesting too that we have 37, which is 10, and then we have 46. It's like, so on either side of you, both of these masculine energies are completion and 10. But see how they look different? They look different, and then their numbers look different, but they add up to the same. That's very interesting. I feel like that means something for some of you guys. Also, I'm feeling this need to like pull this here. I feel like for some of you guys, like your person is like a scientist or works with or maybe they're fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm just feeling like this, they wanted me to relight this candle and put this over here. But I'm just feeling like this kind of very studious energy, or like a student of life kind of thing, if that makes sense. That's what it feels like. So let's see, number 46. And I feel like, ooh, I opened up right to it. And I also think that whoever this person is, they're doing too much. They're taking on too much, and they're overthinking. That's the issue. It says male of wisdom or understanding is the thinking man. It says the thinking man in the reverse position could represent a male in authority who is not acting in your best interests. But this card reversed is more about you than about others in your life. This card in this position usually indicates that such a learning and growth are actually a part of your own path, and you're not heeding the call. You may be destined to be a therapist, teacher, writer, publisher, psychic, or healer of some sort. Your soul longs to serve in this capacity, whether professionally or just in your personal life, but something seems to be blocking your way. It's time to break through and move in this direction now. Remember, what you learn during your own growth, you'll be able to share with others, often adding your own compassion and profound personal wisdom. Yes, because that can change, right? I mean, how about when you're in school? Doesn't it make all the difference in the world when you have a teacher who's like really into it and enthusiastic? They're super awesome, you know, as opposed to a teacher who's like, or they're like over the top goofy, where you're like, oh my gosh, so and so, and you like love the teacher, but they're just kind of slightly annoying, you know. So this affirmation is, take a screenshot. I am willing to learn new things. It is safe and comfortable for me to open up and share. So if you were looking what to focus on in April, this is the time to plant those seeds. This is the serious time to plant the seeds now if you want growth in anything. You have 30 days and 30 chances to, you know what I mean, to put something really powerful into the universe. I did a spring forecast for our secret tribe. I only call it a secret tribe because these are all free readings, but it's this, anything that I do in the secret tribe is a donation of $5 or more, or we have, you know, an energy exchange, or, you know, we do some other form of exchange. But it's really cool because it's, the March forecast that we did was so massive, but it was nice because Spirit broke it down per month. And then I believe over the next, you know how I do the 8 moon cycle readings a month, I feel like we're going to really, really break down this spring season as we go, because I personally like to go kind of 1 month at a time. So when they asked me to do the spring forecast, I was like, oh my gosh, it's because there are so many things happening in spring. And April is our time to really plant our seeds and go inward, because we've got eclipse season coming up. And actually, the very first eclipse is the end of this month. April 30th is a solar eclipse. And then in May, we've got Mercury retrograde. We've got a lunar eclipse. There's a lot going on. So, you know, this is the time to plant your seeds, so that when during that Mercury retrograde, you can just kind of like keep tending to your things, but, you know, not moving or signing contracts or doing, you know, we don't want to do that kind of stuff. And Mercury retrograde, we really just want to go with the flow. Okay, so they're telling me not to read any more from that book. And let's see, do we want to pull any more cards, or is there anything else you want to say? The Thinking Man, they do want me to come back to this, though, that there's this love triangle going on right now between you, and this could even just be representations. These two masculine energies could just be representations of the different duality of yourself. You know, and if you're the woman holding a heart, maybe you are, like I said, I always felt like this card was very androgynous. And even though it says woman, it just feels so open to me. I don't know how to explain it any other way. And look at this plethora of jewels like in front of you. If it's time, if you're, maybe it's time for you to change your outer appearance. The fact that it says woman holding a heart, but maybe you are wanting to be a man or dress more masculine or feel, you know, maybe dabble in, you know, dating someone from the same sex because you're, you know, maybe you're a woman. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're a woman, but you feel like a man. You know, you may even want to go to cafeastrology.com and look up your free birth chart. There's free birth charts everywhere. That's just the one I know off the top of my head. But I looked up my birth chart, and when I went through everything, it made so much sense, like who I am and like how I am. Like I'm very girly on the outside. In some ways, I'm very, very feminine and girly, but in other ways, I am really masculine and I feel like a man. And when I looked at my chart, I'm 70% masculine energy in my chart. So, you know, it could even be something like that, that you need to, you know, balance more of your masculine energy. Also, what I'm getting is that the woman holding a heart is a very fragile entity. This is a completely different message, but I feel like the woman in the middle is very fragile, and spirit saying, call on the masculine energies to protect you and circulate you with, you know, this protective feeling, especially Archangel Michael. You know, Archangel Michael is really, really, really powerful in that capacity. And he's fire, right? He's from the south energy, and his element is fire. So call on him for protection. Do we have any more cards, Spirit? And before we move forward, okay. Okay, look at this. Now we have a man holding a coin. This was the other thing that I was feeling. So thank you, Shemuel. Thank you, third chakra energy. I'm I'm not surprised that this came this way, because the other thing that I felt was when you look close in the thinking man's hand, he's actually holding a crystal, and the other man is holding a coin. So, and look at this, we have 43, 44, all we're missing is 45, right? And 46, and that's it, exactly, right? Like you're missing something. Like I'm hearing from spirit that it just feels like some of you are like, you're just controlled. Like there's just like something around you or controlling you, or I just feel like you can't move forward because somebody else is like holding the purse strings, and you just feel like you just want to scream because you're not used to that. You're used to doing things on your own. You're used to, and I'm feeling this kind of like this like bashing of energies, this like the masculine and feminine, and I feel like this one over here is like, I got you, baby. Look at how they're more relaxed, right? Like they're way more relaxed, and he's like, I got you, baby. I got you. Let me take care of you. Let me take care of you. And he's like, look, you take care of our heart. I'll take care of our coin. Let them, look at man, woman, and they're both holding. He's got a coin. She's got a heart. So it could just be that you need to bring some balance back into the situation. And it could be the reverse too, because like I said, the woman holding a heart always looks like a man in drag to me, and I love it. That's what I love about it. So it could even be the opposite. Like maybe you're the woman, but you're more like the masculine in the relationship, and you're the one that makes the money, and your beloved is like an artist, and he identifies as a man, but he's really feminine, super femme. And spirit's like, yeah, but look at that, 43, 44. You're like, you're there together. You're paired together for a reason, to take care of each other, look out for each other. So reassure them that it's okay for them to be who they are. And don't resent them either way, And then on the thinking side of it, I feel like there's somebody who's overthinking your finances for some of you. And Spirit's saying that's why you're fighting so much, because they're overthinking everything. And you're just over here like, I just want to love. Can I just put this heart out there? I just want to put the heart out there. Let's not worry about the money, honey. Don't think too much about it. She's like, yeah, play with a crystal. A crystal's better. Play with a crystal. Any more messages on that, Spirit? We've got some what I call bonus cards that Spirit had me pull out. And when they're like that, it's usually because it's going to be used for more than one pile. And so far we've been doing that. So let's see. When I looked down, it was 133.53, if that means anything to anybody in any capacity. Okay, yes. So, okay, we have it in reverse, but we have the Angel of Strength. This has come up in every single reading. So April is no joke. We need to utilize this fire energy like a strength of a lion. The fire, Leo's fire, Aries. So you could even be a Leo's. But, you know, we're working in this, it's the new moon in Aries. So in this moon cycle, in this whole month of April, I mean, how cool is this that we get to go through one whole full moon cycle that starts right on the 1st. And then, and the other cool thing is on the calendar, every Saturday from the 9th on, it's like, so today's the new moon and it's a Friday, but then next week is the first quarter moon is Saturday, the 9th, and then the 16th is Saturday, full moon in Libra, and then the following Saturday is the last quarter moon. And then the following Saturday is the black moon, the double new moon. So this is a month of magic and power. So utilize your strength, Angel of Love. You know, I mean, it's like, it says Angel of Strength, but, you know, we know that you're the Angel of Love. So you need to put your fierceness in front of you, your fire and your lion, and say, listen, I'm not going to do what I don't want to do if it doesn't feel right to me. If you're drawn to pile number 1, you might want to go back and watch it. But the crown chakra, Archangel Uriel, was for the representative of pile 1. But if you're not, it's okay. This is definitely about the crown chakra. But it's also number 41, which is the number 5, and number 5 on the Angel of Strength as well. So this is about change and transformation, you know. Instead of push your love to get out of their head and get more into their feminine energy and into their crown chakra and connect to the higher realms. That's where their head needs to be, not in the clouds worried about this 3D bullshit, right? Look at, I mean, I see it. There we go. It's financial constraints. And you know, the more you worry about something, the less it'll come to you because it's energy and frequency. So if you're putting out a frequency, or if they're putting out a frequency, like, it's like, then the good stuff can't come in because it's being literally repelled by the energy. And you have to think of it like that, that kind of, you know, I know that sounds awful, but right. But that's how it is. And so energy, why does energy, no good energy is going to want to go to that. They're going to repel that. So it might be time for you to, you know, be like, honey, don't worry about it. You know, when they're freaking out, be like, we still got a chunk of cheese in the cupboard. We're not going to starve. We're going to make it. Everything's going to be okay. And also, you guys, just so you know, and almost every, at least in this tribe that I know of, there, everywhere that you live, there are food banks. If you have to get on food assistance, there is no shame in getting on food assistance. And there is no shame in asking for help either. Right? Calling out, that's what the 7th chakra is, our crown chakra, and that's connected to the divine, as above, so below, right? So Uriel, speak to Uriel and say, I need help. We need help, financial help. Please, 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 please help. And look at, she's looking at you and she's like, I got you. I got you. But they cannot help you unless you ask for help. That is the law of the angels. Like, they cannot help you unless you, that's for any outside sources. Look at this. Every tribe, every pile has gotten this card too. Look at the world. So this is about balance. This is about balancing your light and your dark. And the only way you're going to battle this, or I should say, yeah, is by getting balance around it. You're in charge of this narrative. Spirit's saying you're in charge of this narrative and your family. You're the angel of love. Did I not say that? Look at, you're the angel of love. This is your job. This is what you came here to do. Also, 13 was on the financial constraints, and 49 is also the number 13. 29 is the number 11. 41 is change. You know, it's like Spirit's saying, get it together. You got this. You have your head down, but they want you to have your head up. Uriel's like, look at me, eye to eye. You are deserving. You are worthy. Do not fear. Do not fear. There are so many things that you can be getting for free that you're paying for, they're saying. Or things that you don't need. Look at number 11, cornucopia. What? Yes. Your cornucopia is waiting for you. And again, if you were drawn to that pile, go and check it out. But, you know, in that pile, Spirit was talking about being really, really close, really, 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 really close. So, but you got to fight the hostility. And this is for you. You have to take the high road. You take the high road and I'll take the low road. And swords are all about air and communication. So you guys need to just maybe need a little time apart. Maybe you just need to take a breather. And before you say something that you don't mean or you don't want to say, I'm not even going to put that out there. Spirit saying count to 5, count to 10. I've been getting that a lot lately from Spirit, you know, not allowing other people's what they think and what they feel to manipulate or change your energy. The other day I woke up and I felt fine. But then within a few minutes, like it was like one thing after the other. And it was like within a half an hour I woke up, I was like pissed off. I was in a bad mood. I was like, oh, I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this day. And I was like crying. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, it's like the end of the Pisces moon. Like, you know, I could feel it. It was like that where I hadn't cried enough. I hadn't got enough out, you know, so cry it out. Let go of it. You just because the Pisces moon energy is gone doesn't mean it's still not, you know, lingering here. You can always call to any energy, even if it's not present. So, you know, but then before I knew it, my partner was in a crappy mood too. And then we were sparring all day till the end of the day. And then I was like, I kind of started it, but you know, it's like, he's an empath, I'm an empath. And if you just keep fueling each other's fire, you know, it's hard to find that balance, especially when you're letting the world right now is a fucking crazy place. So your home life has to be sacred. It's not a place for sparring and fighting. And if you are with someone who's taking shit out on you, say, you know what? You can't do that. I found this in nature. Isn't it beautiful? Looks like a heart. People do not have a right to just come into our world and be dicks, you know, even if they are our loved ones, especially if they're our loved ones, right? Especially. Those are the people, it's like that, you know, that's our sanctuary where people have our back, not where, you know, we feel like we're sparring. And Spirit, oh, when I looked down, it was 1444. So look that up. It's also the number 9. You're almost there. Number 5, 51, 6. Healer of the ages. Yes, you are a healer of the ages. Okay, again, now you're pulling almost I think you've pulled you've pulled on the other files. I mean, seriously, if we cover the world, this is like so amazing to me. If this went to another video, I'm sorry, but I'll, you know, add the link. But isn't that amazing? Those are the other 3 piles, and it's like I feel like you're the culmination. You know what I mean? Like this is your world. You got 2 more cards. Okay, Spirit, and look at that. Look at how they're, you know, that beautiful light is coming out of them, out of every orifice. Their crown chakra, their heart chakra, out of their hands. You guys are natural healers. If you're not sure what to do, Spirit's been telling you, they've been sending you signs. They're like, you can't be mad at us for ignoring, you know, the signs. But, you know, here you are, you've got a healer of the ages, cornucopia, and, you know, the Archangel Uriel. That's pretty powerful. Let me ask Spirit. This may go to, and when it goes to another video, I always feel like you guys are like my extra special people. You know what I mean? There's like little extra messages in there for you. Hold on. Okay, I feel like they want us to grab one more clarifying card. Off the top, they said, oh, envy. Okay. Okay, so I have a feeling that whoever is that you're dealing with here, envy is so gross. I know, and I don't like to judge, okay, but I just know for myself, I've never liked that because we're all individuals. We shouldn't envy or, you know, want to cultivate somebody else's whatever they have. You know, you can do whatever you want. And look at this. You've got light and dark. This feels like a really old energy too. Like something, it could be that maybe in an old life, you were like this pure, powerful witch and you could do things at the whim or whatever. But now it's like, I see this. Do you see how they're surrounding? This is really powerful, you guys. I'm not kidding. I have to take a screenshot. It's that good. I'm like, it's that good. I have to take a screenshot. Yeah. I mean, look at this. I feel like Spirit's trying to say to you, like, you have all of these gifts. All of these gifts. Hold on. Let me fix this. Sorry about that. I feel like they want to bring this in because this feels very churchy too. There's some religious thing as well. It could be, you know, when we were talking earlier, the masculine energy, it could be family members too. It could be work, you know, boss. Just, I feel like somebody who's trying to control you. It just feels like a really controlling energy. But the irony is, it's like, I feel like Spirit's trying to say, but you're the one doing it. This is you and this is you. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're the one that's like, the thing you're envying is you're envying something from a long time ago, a past life, a past, you know what I mean? Or something that you really want and you maybe had in this life even, but Spirit's like, no, that's not what you're meant to do here though. But that's not, and I'm just feeling this kind of anger. I'm feeling a lot of anger and resentment around this envy. So, you know, Spirit wants you to focus on the healer of the ages because that's who you really are. You're not the other thing. You're not the darkness. You know, it's okay to go there and work stuff out, but it's not meant to, you know, to rule your world. And I feel like right now you're coveting, and especially in the witches world, that's a big no-no. Don't covet somebody else's success. You know, especially if it's mine, right? If you're here, I hope you're here in a good capacity. So work with your heart chakra, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, healing, number 38. Let's heal that envy. Let's get rid of that. You know, and it could be like you have something from a sibling, or it could be a friend, you know, and they're doing more than, you know, you wanted to do, or they're doing something that you've always wanted to do. And you're like, why are they getting it? And it's like, well, you know what? You don't know what their path was like. And Spirit's saying, stop looking somewhere else. Definitely Archangel Raphael. And the healer of the ages always reminds me of Jesus. And Jesus is like the Archangel of love to me. So I feel like Spirit's like, just bring love into the situation all the way around. Look, it also 38 is number 11. So it's like, just focus on yourself, angel. Just focus on yourself. You're an angel. You got to remember, get out of the 3D bullshit. And the relationships that you're in keep pulling you back there. You have to move forward, even if it's really challenging and difficult. Ask Spirit for help. You know, cry it out. It's okay. Don't hold in those energies. This has been coming up a lot, this inner child energy, right? So work with your inner child. Your inner child is like begging to come out. Let's see if we have any more. And look at that. You've got like 2 Jesus energies around you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got deceit and the door to spirit. And these came up. If you were pulled to another reading, I don't want to say which one because, you know, and look at this. Deceit and door to spirit. So the only one you're deceiving is yourself. And that's why you're not getting where you need to be. So the month of April, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do, okay? Let's see. Do we have any more from this pile, Spirit? Any more? You need to take action, and you're not taking enough action. But in April, things are going to become so clear. You're going to get this fire energy of Aries is going to put a fire under your ass. Action is also wands in the tarot. So for those of you who are called to work with that, take action. And I'm actually going to go off the deceit because, you know, the only one you're deceiving is yourself because everybody else sees what's going on. Look at the Magician in the mirror, and it's in reverse. When I looked up, it was 146.46. And which is actually 111 too as well, or the number 3. Again, I mean, this was so similar to one of the other piles. And they're just telling us the same thing. If you want to be this, you have to connect to spirit. You have to let the past go. Out the door. Out, you 2 pixies. Out the door. And do you remember that from It's a Wonderful Life? Which is kind of gross now that I look back on it. He was probably saying that in a derogatory way towards gay people. So that's fucked up. But so anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to come in that loop there. Look at this. I mean, that's some powerful energy right there. You've got a bird on one side with wings, and you've got an angel on another side with wings. Your hands, you're working with all the elements. You're a natural healer. You're a natural witch. Interesting that these cards are coming upside down. You're wondering what to do. This has been coming up for everybody. It's different for everybody. You got to form a plan. What is it that you really, 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 really want? So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. You know what I mean? Because look at this. Oh my gosh, I love you, Spirit. Oh my goodness, look at this, you guys. So we've got the door to romance and the door to value. And Spirit said you can look at them either way, because this is what's happening. It's because of the lack of romance for yourself, love for yourself, and the lack of value that you have for yourself, that you feel like you don't have any doors open. You feel like doors are just closing in your face. But look at this. If we put them in, look at this. Door to spirit, door to romance, door to value. Come on. I mean, I could make it up, but why would I? It's too good. So